Hey YouTubers, it's Isla Rob Pattinson, and this is my 24th video, my writing vlog, and it's on what you've got to have in your story to make your story good. At least in my opinion. So the first thing you have to have is a plot. That's what drives the story, basically, obviously. And if you don't have a good plot, and your story's all scattered, your reader isn't going to want to read it. They're going to put it down and think, I can't follow this, there's no real plot to it. If it's just stringing along like in unimportant events, it's not going to be a good story. You need an interest grabber, something that grabs your interest. For example, Twilight. It starts off with, I'd never given much thought as to how I might die, though I'd had reason enough to in the past few months. That grabs your interest because you're wondering why this character has had a reason to contemplate how she would die. And The Lightning Thief by Rick Riordan. The first chapter is called I Accidentally Vaporized My Pre-Algebra Teacher. And Whale Talk by Chris Crutcher. The second paragraph is The Facts, I'm Black, Japanese, and White. Politically correct would be African American, Japanese American, and what? Northern European American? God, by the time I wrote all that on a job application, the position would be filled. Besides, I've never been to Africa, never been to Japan, and I don't even know the countries that make up Northern Europe. So, that's a really good beginning, and I love that one, and I just had to mention it. You need a good rising action. I think this is how it looks to you guys. So you need a rising action so that you're building your characters up, but remember that rising action is supposed to look like this. It's supposed to look like that. The little bumps, those are little problems, and this is your exposition, obviously, but just remember you have to have those little bumps or your story's not going to be good. Even if it's a short story, you have to have those bumps. You need character development. We need to be able to understand why certain characters do things, so you need round and dynamic characters, but you also need your flat and static characters, because if we know why every character is doing something, it's not going to be in our best interest because we're not going to have that essence of mystery. Which brings me to my next thing. You need an essence of mystery, even though I hate mysteries. I will outright say that. I do not like them. Because if I can figure it out before the book actually tells me, and they're blaming the wrong person, I get very mad. That's why I can never watch much Scooby-Doo. You need some sort of symbolism. For example, in my novel, my main character wears this necklace that I wear. It's an angel on a moon, angel sitting on a moon, and to her it symbolizes her family because it symbolizes her mom, and so therefore it kind of symbolizes her values, her beliefs, and her family all in one. You need some sort of figurative language because if you say, I wrote the story, it's kind of boring. But if you say, my pen danced across my paper as my mind was ablaze in genius or something, that's a lot better. And it just makes your reader it gives them a better visual and makes them more engaged with the story. You need you need emotion. You need either, whether it be, making your readers cry or laugh, or making them depressed, or making them just so happy and just kind of peppy because they're so happy or so sad when they're done reading. Even if it's only a few pages, you just want them to have that feeling and get into that feeling when they're reading the book. You need to hurt your characters, even though it will hurt you, because if you don't, then it's not going to seem real to the reader. Because when I read a novel, I really feel like I'm the character. Whether it's a guy or a girl, I always feel like I'm the character. And that's what I love, but I feel like if the main character doesn't get hurt at all, then it's not real to me. And I love books to be real to me because I love the adrenaline pumping when something big is about to happen, and I love that, and I know I'm a dork, but so you need to hurt your main character. You need an amazing climax, which is right there. Okay? If you don't have an amazing climax, it's like you're building up and building up and building up and building up, and so amazing, and then your climax is going to be like that instead of like this, which needs to be like this. you need falling action, kinda. If your climax is the last words of your novel, that's fine, but that you need your readers to understand that that is your climax, and that that's your resolution all in one. Falling action would look like this. And then you need, I already talked about that. You need a resolution, which I just talked about, but your resolution is that part. And then, obviously, you need a good idea. And your resolution needs to bring your story back to focus. Just make it come full circle. Now, you gotta remember to eliminate any excessive information that you don't need. In draft 1 of my novel, I kept adding things that weren't important to the story, like if my character had these 5th grade teachers that were amazing, I felt like I had to include them because I had a 5th grade teacher that was truly amazing, and I felt like I had to include her. But I don't need to because that's not important to the story. Yes, I can include a teacher that might have made a big difference because that's what my character is going to school to be. But it's not that important. And if I need to include a teacher, then I'm going to combine them all into one. So, I hope you like this, and I gotta go because I gotta get a shower and all that crap, so bye.